So thank you everybody for joining me. I appreciate your time and energy and hope that this information repays you in some sort of way. So let me just introduce myself in this content. For those of you who don't know who I am, of course, my official title is Reverend Dr. Danielle Patterson Winningham, but you can call me Coach. And I'm a former JP Morgan Chase president, master life and master business coach. And for the last 11 years, I helped tens of thousands of business owners just like you create profitable businesses so that they can live their job and do what they dream about doing. And so a few years ago, what I realized was that the way I built my business, which was out of my pocket, was not conducive for everybody, nor did I think that people should be doing that. And with all of the grants that were running around, I said, surely there's something that can be done. So that's what today is about, really just helping you shape your understanding as to if grants are right for you or not, before you miss out on millions of dollars, because that is the truth of the matter, is that they're not just millions and millions of dollars in grants, but there's millions of dollars in grants. There's millions and millions of dollars in sponsorship, millions of dollars in angel investing, millions of dollars in equity partner, millions and millions of dollars in business credit, millions and millions of dollars in crowdfunding, millions and millions of dollars in commercial lending, all set aside for women, minorities, veterans, disabled, LGBTQ, pretty much everybody that's been historically left out and marginalized. There is some program out there that you can take advantage of to get the help you need. But unfortunately, many of us don't know where to look. And many of us, when we do find it, we count ourselves out. So, if you're like me, of course, you've probably heard all of the buzz about grants. And the number one question I get is, how can you take advantage of grants and if grants are for you or not? And the short answer to that is yes. There are grants out there pretty much for everyone. In fact, each month, there are millions and millions of dollars in grants and other funding available to help you on your business journey. I just saw a $40,000 grant from Atlanta Invest, and they literally were begging people to apply. A lot of times we don't apply because we don't have our business stuff together. We need to slow down. A lot of times we don't apply because we don't know what to say. We need to learn. But these companies are out here literally begging us to take low interest commercial loans. And for the first time in a long time, people are understanding that women really are the backbone of this great nation. And they're trying to help us out, but we won't slow down long enough to learn. So the key to all of this money, not just grants, but the key is knowing which grants are right for you and what to say to receive those grants. Can I be honest real quick? The mass majority of women that I know are bad askers. Look at your neighbor and say, wow. The majority of women I know, now I want you to listen to what I'm saying. The majority of women I know, if you're one, go ahead and say me in the chat, are bad askers. We don't like asking for help. We don't like asking for money. We don't like asking for the sale. We don't like asking for this. We would rather sit and starve than ask for consideration. We don't like asking for favor. I know it's more than 3 women here that got their mouth sewed shut, because when y'all are out on social media, y'all refuse to open your mouth and ask for a client. You'll do this great big presentation and then you refuse to open your mouth and ask for the business. You will know where to go get money, but you will not ask. The majority of women I know refuse to ask for a raise, Somebody say, ouch. Refuse to ask for a promotion. This is what we think. We think that if we just do the work, somebody's going to reward us. I ask for every dollar of the 7 figures that I make every year. I have to ask for every dollar, and I don't mind asking, and I don't mind asking multiple times. I don't mind asking repeatedly. As a matter of fact, when tonight is over, I'm going to ask some of you to come get in a class so you can learn how to ask for this money. I'm going to ask some of you, do you want me and my team to write your responses so you can quit leaving yourself out? I'm going to ask some of you, do you need my help making more money or quitting your job? I'm going to ask. Did anybody just learn something? Did anybody just learn something? The word says you have not because of what? Everybody says it, but not too many of us take it to heart. The word says you have not because you ask not. No, this is not just for women. That's just who I teach. But I just said, see, sometimes you got to get in the room. I just said grants for everybody. Minorities, women, disabled, veterans, you name it. If you've ever been marginalized, if you've ever run into a rough spot, it's for restaurant owners, bar owners, theater owners. Everything you don't have is because you've not asked. And there is an order of operations to asking. See, let me tell you what we do. We ask for something, and the first time somebody say no, we never ask again. Let me tell you what I had to teach my community. I had to teach my community to open their mouth. I had to teach my community to ask. If you're in my community, go ahead and say me. Because when I first went to them with grants, they were scared. They didn't want to apply. They thought the money wasn't for them. You ain't got to break it down to single moms. Once I say women, you're included. See, y'all want somebody to write a grant with your name on it. That's not how grants go. They're going to say women. They're going to say minorities. They're going to say veterans. They're going to say LGBTQ. They're going to say that. It may not have your name on it. And when in doubt, apply anyway. We've gotten to this point, y'all, where we're straight up ignoring our blessings. Somebody say, ouch. Money is running around at your feet. You got sacks of money at your feet, but you running over the sacks to pick up nickels and dimes, and it doesn't make sense to me. You refuse to invest $1 to get 50 because you're so afraid you're going to lose your dollar. And you ought to be afraid you're going to be stuck with that $1 for the rest of your life. So I literally had to beg my community. Look, they're giving away this money. Let's get out here and get it. So not only are we looking for grants, because a lot of you think grants, free money, easy money. No, 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 no. Sponsorships, not free money, not easy money. Business credit, not free money, not easy money. Real estate, not free money, not easy money. Everything you get, you're going to have to work for. So if any of you are on here because you think, oh, just grants are free money, easy money, you can drop off. I'm not going to tell you that lie. You got to be consistent and show up. And you got to know what you're talking about in your business. So for me, as a business coach that helps people launch their businesses and quit their job, I understand how important it is that you not try to build your business out of your pocket. Nobody else is doing it, ladies. Men are getting business loans, commercial loans, subsidies, and everything else. Minority contracts, you government contracts, you name it. and we're being left behind. Somebody tell me why we're being left behind. One word. One word, why we being left behind. Not even fear, knowledge. My people perish. That's right, a dream. We do not know the sheer numbers. Let me give you an example. One of the things that I teach my clients is how to create products that range in price from $1,000 to $15,000, $25,000. So no, it's not cheap working with me because you only need to get one client to get your money back. Now, they'll say, well, I don't have that much money. But what they don't realize is there is so many ways to help someone get the money to pay you. I'll give you an example. This grant writing class is $1,000. We have ways where you can get funded for $67 a month. When you make it easy for people to pay you, people are willing to pay you more. But you would not know that unless you had a coach, and my clients will tell you. We have a lot of different ways for people to get funded, thousands of dollars, some with no credit check, some with very little money down, some with low credit. So while you over there looking at everybody saying, these people can't afford me, with the right knowledge, you have somebody that can't even afford you. Did every business owner hear what I just said? See, Walmart cornered the game on that. Walmart said, we're going to create layaway. We're going to make it easy for people to come in and buy hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Let me pause. Did y'all understand what I just said? Did y'all understand what I just said? When you make things easy for people, people will pay you, but it takes knowledge. When you have the knowledge on how to get the money to build your business, it makes it all easier. Without knowledge, you suffer. But the easier you make it, the easier it becomes. So this presentation, and then we're going to get to the Amazon grant. There's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't ask me if grants are for me. To be honest, that's the number one question I get. And then how, what do I need to do? So this presentation is for you, right? I don't want people to keep missing out. And moderators on Facebook, if you could give them the link to Saturday's event, bit.ly/missing grant money, that would be great. So I want you to pay close attention to this slide. And I'm going to go through it pretty quickly because everybody here to me is an adult and got plenty of sense. I want you just to remember this the next time you get ready to apply for a grant and you go to count yourself out. Do you have to have a business to get a grant? No. You can get a grant if you have a great business idea. There's a whole equity investor model set up just for people that have great ideas. If you've ever heard of Silicon Valley, when you get an investor in Silicon Valley, you may not even have a prototype yet. You may just have a good idea. So these grants are different. These grants are different, and every grant does not require that you have a business. It doesn't. The only way for you to know is if you go to the grant criteria and look. That's it. Every time you see a grant, first thing you need to do is go to the grant criteria and look. Do you have to have an LLC? Not necessary. Some will tell you you do. Some will not state that. So let's just practice. If they say, open to business owners, and they don't ask you if you have an LLC and all you have is a DBA, can you apply? I'm working with you now. Can you apply? You don't have an LLC. They say it's for business owners. Can you apply? I need more than 3 answers now. They better work with me. Yes, because if they don't tell you you have to have an LLC, then don't make that up. Don't say, well, oh, I only got a DBA or I'm a sole proprietorship, so I don't qualify. If they don't tell you exactly what paperwork you need to qualify, then you need to apply. How long do I have to be in business? Again, there are some where you don't even have to have a business license. Facebook just gave away $40,000, and all you had to have was a group on Facebook. And this is what they said. They said that we're going to give you the $40,000, and if you don't have an LLC or a nonprofit yet, you can use some of the money and go get it. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, wow, all you had to have was an active group on Facebook and be over 18 years old. They asked you 3 questions and asked for 2 90-second videos. Literally, you could finish that application in 15 minutes. And I know 2 people personally who have won the money. But guess what? They didn't win the money the first year. One of them didn't win the money the second year. He didn't win the money to the 3rd year. Is it worth waiting? Is it worth applying every year? Some of you guys give up too soon and you miss out. How much money do I have to be making? Some of the grants will give you a minimum. Some of the grants will give you a maximum. Some, you don't have to have made any money at all in your business to qualify. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Some of these grants, you don't have to have made any money in your business to qualify. You do have to have a business model that shows how you plan to make money. And that's something we're going to teach you in the grant writing masterclass, but you don't have to have made any money yet. Do they check my credit? I've never seen anybody check your credit for grant, ever. Never. I know people that won't apply because they feel like, oh, they're going to check my credit. How many of you have thought that? Let's just be honest now. Oh, I'm not going to apply because my credit is not that good. I've never seen them check your credit. Hey, Kay, I've never seen them check your credit. Is anybody vibing with me now? Is anybody understanding where I'm coming from? Some of y'all are sitting on the bench and could be playing a championship game. Some of y'all are leaving yourself out of much needed opportunity, much needed money, because you either won't invest in the knowledge or you won't invest the time to learn for yourself. There's only 2 ways to get there: is knowledge. Somebody else's knowledge or your own knowledge. What kind of grants are there? This is the question that makes me rub my head repeatedly. Because everybody that comes to me says, well, they want to go through their whole story. Well, I'm doing this, 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 and this, this, and 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 this. Is there a grant for me? What's the answer to that, y'all? What's the answer to that? I want to make mud pies and bake them out in the sun and sell them in the summertime. Is there a grant for me? Yes, yes. Somewhere it's a grant for you, baby. The key is, this is the key. Let me give you some keys. Everybody wants some keys? Throw some keys up if you want the key. The key is number one, knowing where to find them. Where? Number two, the key is knowing when they're available. Number three is knowing what to say. Number four is knowing how to set up your business to receive them. So if you don't know the where, and that's something we're going to be teaching in the masterclass. And like I told you guys earlier, the masterclass, you can get it as low as $67 a month. That's pizza money. If you don't know when those grants are available, something we do consistently inside of my community is we post grants. We post the deadline. We do application walkthroughs. You're going to know about grants if you're in my community because they normally have a short window. Now, good thing about grants is they do pay out fast. If they close the grant applications on 9/30, by October 15th, they cutting checks. They don't play with the money. But you got to know where to find them. You got to know when to apply. You got to know what to say. And you got to have your business set up correctly or your paperwork set up correctly, even if you don't have a business. Those are the keys. It's as simple as that. It's like anything else. It has an order. So again, how do I find grants? Grants are everywhere. There are so many organizations that are giving out links to grants. Hello, Alice. What's the other one? There's a lot of different places. I think the key is going to be, do you have your paperwork in order? Do you have your words in order to apply? So some questions. Do you need a business plan? You need a business plan for yourself. How many of you guys do not have a business plan? Just go ahead and say me in the chat. Or if you do have a business plan, it hasn't been updated in the last year or two. Just say me in the chat. And I know it's more than that because I did a poll one day on a live stream and about 95% of you guys did not have a business plan. And if you don't have a business plan, how do you plan to stay in business? I'm going to be talking about that all week next week because when it's time for you to go get funding, credit and loans and things like that, commercial buildings, when you want to make big business moves, they're going to want to know business plan. You don't necessarily need it for every grant, you don't. But the activity of writing a business plan helps you understand how to explain your business on grant paperwork. Do you need a business bank account? Not for grants, you don't, but you need a business bank account. If you don't have a business bank account, how are you even playing this game, guys? Cash App is not a business bank account. They give you a routing number and all of that, but Cash App is not a business bank account. You need a business bank account with your name on it. You know, it's almost about being able to vouch for your credibility and making your business credible. Now, some of these grants, they'll deposit the money into your personal checking account. Some of them won't. Do you need an investment plan? Almost 100%, I'm going to say about 95% of the grants that we see want to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, how are you going to spend this money? That's an investment plan. Doesn't matter whether it's online or offline business account. A business account is a business account. Did y'all hear what I just said? There are about 4 different things you have to know when applying for these grants. One is your business model, AKA your business plan, AKA how you're gonna make money. 2 is your brand story, AKA your origin story, AKA why did you get started. 3 is what do you do for the community, not just your local community, but the world at large. And 4 is that investment plan. Exactly how do you plan on spending the money? When you don't have that investment plan, when you're not able to tell them down to the dollar how you're going to spend the money and how it's going to grow your business, then that tampers with your eligibility to win a grant. You want to be in the running, you need to have a great, well-rounded, well-developed investment plan that shows how you're going to make money with the money that they give you. Is everybody tracking with me so far? So you're leaving yourself out of the table. You're leaving yourself when you can't have that intelligent conversation as to why you need. And I'm going to be honest, some of you can't have that conversation because your mindset won't let you see beyond where you are right now. I live every day in expectation. Amen. I wake up every day with an expectation to earn money. I wake up every day with an expectation to receive money. I wake up every day with an expectation to be blessed. And if you don't have it on paper, then it's no good to anybody. And sometimes what looks like it's good is not, it's not good for anybody but you. So sometimes you definitely need to get some help. Do you need a marketing plan? You need one. Every business owner needs a plan for what they're going to have, quote unquote, on the market every day, every month, every quarter, every year. How many of you do not have a marketing plan in writing? So why is that important to grants, you may ask? They're going to ask about your business model. They're going to want to know your plan, not just for today, but for tomorrow. They're going to want to know how you plan on remaining in business, your next big move, how you're going to keep this thing sustainable. A lot of you have the wrong conception about grants. Let me clear it up. Grants is not here to save the day. If you're on your last leg in your business, or you have $0 to start your business, and you think that you're just going to jump out there and put in a couple of applications and get some grants, you're not. You're not. Let me level set. I'm going to apply for about 50 grants a year in order to win 4 or 5. Consistently apply for those grants. And some of those grants I've applied past. It is a numbers game. Nobody's just coming out here and putting in one application. Somebody was on one of my webinars. They said, yeah, I've applied a couple of times, but I didn't win, and so I stopped. Oh, okay. Many of you play the lottery consistently. You go get scratch-off tickets every day. You don't win, but you don't stop playing. You go get them big pick tickets on Friday. You don't win, but you don't stop playing. We gamble with everything from a job to driving a car. We don't always win, but we don't stop playing. Grants are the same way. The more consistent you are, the better your response is, the more often you're going to win. Did that help anybody? Let me know if this is helping you now, because y'all be all in my inbox asking these questions about grants, but you don't really want to sit down and learn what it takes to make this a flow of revenue in your business. Do you need a profit plan? Every business needs a profit plan. And I don't mean just a profit goal. I mean, you need to know, where's your money coming from daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, every 3 years, every 5 years. The word says, write the vision and make it plain. If you don't have a $1 million profit plan on paper, how do you expect to make $1 million? Yvette, if they're here, they've already signed up using that link, baby. If you don't have $1 million profit plan on paper, how do you expect to make $1 million? Can anybody answer me that? And see, this is what hampers your believability. You don't believe that you can make $1 million because you don't have it anywhere on paper. If you don't put it on paper, how can you expect to bring it to fruition? The first place you make money is in your mind. The second place is in your heart. The third place is in the world. You can't impress it upon your mind and your heart if you don't have it on paper. So what does this have to do with grants? Because they're going to want to know where your money is coming from. Even if you're not making money yet, they're going to want to know, how do you plan to be profitable? Do I need a grant writer? It depends on you. My team can write grants for you guys. It's the same for this month only. It's the same cost as taking the class. It's up to you. You got to know your skills. And I say this all the time, and especially with women, and just hear my heart. Sis, you're not good at everything. I know it's gonna be some people get mad at me, but I just gotta call a spade a spade. Sir, you are not a rock star at everything. Nobody is. Nobody is. And instead of you asking for help, getting help, hiring help, you muscle your way through and you leave money on the table. Guys, the cost of this grant writing class, tax deductible. The cost for us to write grants for you, tax deductible. The cost to be in my coaching program, you write it off on your taxes. There is absolutely positively no, you have everything to gain. But what you're about to lose is your access to funding. What you're about to lose is your access to more revenue. And what you're about to lose is your access to critical components of your business that could help you grow. There's nobody here that should be a solopreneur. And if all you got is an admin or a VA, that's what you are. Everybody here should have a team, because it takes a team to make millions. It just does. So you got to say to yourself, I'm not good at grammar. I'm not good at conjugating verbs. I may not even be good at articulating my own vision. I may be a great writer. Maybe I'm just not a great writer for myself. Then you need to get some help. So it depends on the person. I ain't gonna ever say, oh girl, you need to get us to write them grants for you. If you know that if that's what's holding you up, then do it. If not, learn. So you can always write for yourself. But either way, do something. Because doing nothing means that you're content with where you are. And I know better. If you're anything like me, you can look around and you're saying to yourself, I know that life should be much, much more. And I know I should be way further along. And I'm giving you guys opportunity to make that move. Don't miss the opportunity. Do I need a professional video? They will tell you you don't. And you don't. But you do need to know what to say on the video. What do I say in order to win? I went over that earlier, but we're going to actually be writing your grant responses in my grant masterclass so that you can understand the origin of these responses and what these people want to hear. How are grant awardees determined? Again, that's that criteria. Your brand story, your business model, aka your business plan, your community impact, and your investment plan. What are you going to do with the money? And pretty much all of them judge the same way. Are grants guaranteed? Absolutely not. Somebody said, well, if you write the grants for us, is it guaranteed we're going to get a grant? Girl, no. When you go buy a lottery ticket, it's not guaranteed you're going to win the lottery. So no, there's nothing that says if you take my class or if we write the grants for you, they're guaranteed. Because first of all, I can't make you sit still long enough to consistently put in your applications. Now, if you're part of my community and even in the masterclass, we're going to do live application submittals. We did one last night so you can get comfortable with the process. The point of the masterclass is to learn how to master finding them, writing them, and submitting them in a timely fashion so that you can walk away and stop leaving these opportunities on the table. What can I do with the money? Pretty much anything. I've had very few people even come back and check to say, well, how did you spend this money or how did you spend that money? What is the best way to win grants? Consistency. Consistency is the best way to win grants. Consistency is the best way to make more money in your business. Consistency is the best way to generate 7 figures. Consistency is the best way to quit your job. It's the best way to love your kids. It's the best way to save your marriage. If you do all, it's the way to lose weight. Consistency is the king. They say repetition is the mother of all skill. Do you guys believe that? Those things that you do consistently grow. You got a dream, work on it every day. I bet it'll grow. Tiffany, I guess you're the only one that believes that. If you got a dream and you work on your dream every single day, I could bet you your dream gonna grow. Some of y'all have buried your dream in the backyard. And because you don't see it every day, it can't grow because it's not getting sunlight. Because you don't water it every day with your attention, it can't grow. I tell my clients all the time, the key to $100,000 a month is consistency. The more consistent you are with whatever it is that you want, the more it's going to come to fruition. Faith without works. Are there grants for my industry? Absolutely. Are there grants for my demographic? Yes. When can I apply for grants? All the time. Some of them year over year, some of them quarter over quarter, some of them back to back, don't expire until December. I know so much about grants at this month that I know grants like the back of my hand. And by this time next year, I'm going to know what grants come in, what month this time. I'm a force to be connected to, y'all. Don't sleep. Because it's that knowledge. And you know what? Yvette is right. The consistency is tough. But they say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go together. And in our community, we go together. So we keep each other accountable. We keep each other up late applying at the 11th hour. We share information with each other about what grants are out there right now. You can't do it all by yourself, guys. You got to have somewhere to belong. Are grants easy money? I already covered that. Absolutely not. Do I have to have employees? Some grants, I know that that Spanx Red Backpack grant says you have to have 3 or 5 W-2 employees. But guess what? If they don't say W-2, what do? I hope y'all are listening because I did this exercise the other night. I asked everybody, how many employees do you have? Everybody said 1, 0, 1, 2, 2, 0. All of you guys are paying somebody for something. When you pay for a graphic, that's an employee. When you pay for a website, that's an employee. When somebody picks up your dry cleaning, that's an employee. If you got contracted employees, even if they're seasonal, even if you only use them once a year or once in a lifetime this year, they count towards your employees. If they don't say specifically W-2, stop leaving yourself out. Do you have to live in the United States? Most of them are going to want to send you a W-9 to prove that they sent you the money. They're probably going to ask for your social or your EIN. So that live is a Is everybody understanding what I'm saying? That live is a because them people don't know where you live. Sometimes we give away too much. Let me put it this way. Them people don't know where you're staying right now. You may not be in the United States. You may just be staying somewhere else right now. Again, we give away entirely too much information sometimes. How can I get notified as to when grants expire? You got to be on the list. Again, you got to be in a community. Do I have to be a woman, minority, veteran, LGBTQ, disabled? Federal Express has a grant out there right now. I think it's for disabled business owners. How much does it cost to get started the right way and avoid mistakes? My grant masterclass is $1,000. My ultimate plan class is $1,000. You can take them both for $1,700. We got payments as low as $60 a month. I mean, it's something that if you're interested, it's there. How many of you are interested in the grant masterclass? And then we're going to go on to the Amazon grant. Just say me in the chat. One thing you need to know is as you take this grant masterclass and master grants, who says you can't turn around and write grants for your community? It's a grant writing masterclass. I'm going to give you the link to both. And it is a ultimate plan masterclass. That's business plan, investment plan, profit plan, and marketing plan. You guys have to understand, there's so many people right now. And if I could get some help getting the names in the chat, let me promote somebody. Because I think Stephanie may have fell off. Rose, I'm not sure if you can help me with these names. Ursula, I'm going to promote you too. But it's $1,700 for both. Guys, there's so many people looking for people to help them with grants right now. I could not possibly help everybody. There's so many people that need help. Who's telling you you can't get this certification and help your community? And I say that to say, we leave money on the table all the time. Whoever that is, I love Germany too. Please give me your full name so I know how to reach out to you tomorrow. You guys have got to learn to pick up those skills that are marketable, pick up those skills that are profitable, pick up those skills that are not going anywhere. I've learned so I can teach, and I teach so I can learn. And guys, what you're gonna find is you can keep looking around, and let me tell you, the cost of a grant writer arguably starts at $5,000. And that's per one grant. Is there anybody that wants us to write your grants for you? Again, it's the same price for right now, starts at $67 a month. If you know you're not a writer and you know you're not somebody that is just gonna sit there and write all of this out, and you know you keep missing opportunity because of it, then put your name in the chat. And some of you may say, let me see what you guys do, and then let me let me see how I learned this. Thank you, Dr. Angel. The way I see it, everybody here has 3 choices. You can do nothing, and your situation will stay exactly how it is now. You can say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna find $67 a month, and I'm gonna work on changing my situation. Or you can say to yourself, I'm going to this class, and I'm gonna start making a difference, not just for myself, but for other people around me. It is arguably the hottest information out there right now, because there's not a day that goes by that people don't ask. And for those of you that have a community already, that's why I learned. That is 100% why I learned, so that I could turn around and teach the people around me. And there are going to be people around you that need your help too.